Introducing We're All Just Faking It, a periodic women-led podcast focused on navigating life's general challenges. Listen in on how we and our communities have learned to overcome and adapt to a variety of relatable situations. While we're not mental health professionals ourselves, we've been through our own walks of life and can offer some down-to-earth, realistic advice on navigating your day-to-day. Welcome to We're All Just Faking It podcast. This is episode 6, titled Building and Managing Your Circle. Today we have Blaze, Braylon, myself, Dana, and Steph. Welcome, everybody. How's it going?
Pretty good. Long time no talk.
So today we're talking about managing relationships with your friends and others, everyone.
It's casual. I treat friendships like dating. No pressure. Things are organic. I just go with the flow. Friends are fleety. Every friendship's different. It's exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. Friendships are work and they're exhausting. That's why I only have like two full friends.
Same.
Also, actually, I was gonna say same, but like I don't really have any real life friends.
What? Yes, you do.
I mean, okay, I have Steph, who's a real life and an online friend.
Definitely not Steph.
I was about to say, you have to have some.
My only IRL friend is like my sister and my mom.
Aww.
I mean, it's like people that you
friends.
talk to. Yeah, people you talk to on a consistent basis. Like online friends, honestly, are so much easier. They're all in a single box.
I
don't have to leave my house to talk to you.
I know,
we can video chat. We're comfortable with it.
Yes.
Like
I don't have to leave my house and we can hang out.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Veg out, get baked, play some Animal Crossing. We all share interests. Like internet friends are the fucking best. Let's just cherry pick the ones that we like.
Yeah, I also feel like my in real life friends are not so like into the whole online thing. So if I was like to them, hey, do you want to just like group watch something on Disney Plus or something, they're not so into that. Whereas like we could just go in the Discord and watch something and like chill. It's just nice.
It is
depends
very
on
nice.
where you meet them, right? Like you adopted those friends from like school, right? Like you met them,
yeah like at college.
So it's like you shared common interests because you were in the same type of building. Like that's what always like tripped me out about dating. Like what are the odds that the perfect person is living here in the hometown that you grew up in and went to school with like your entire life? Probably fucking not, kid. Same thing with friends. There's people everywhere. Sample a little bit everything.
Yeah.
That sounded weird on the dating side. That's not what I meant.
I love online friends because like until I had online friends, I didn't have a single other friend that had ADHD either. And that's like such an important thing when you are neurodivergent because your brain just like works so differently. And when it comes to having friends that are neurotypical, I feel like they just don't get the way that I am, and it makes friendships have like more friction.
I feel like definitely with, I think you guys especially, but like other people also that I'm friends with online, mental health is talked about a lot more, and it's a lot like there's no stigma
online.
About it, just like definitely. And I feel like it's not like a whole conversation. You're just like, oh yeah, my mental health's bad at the moment, and it's like, do you want to talk about it? But it's not like there's no stigma attached to it. You're just very open about it. Whereas like in real life, I feel like if I was like, oh yeah, my mental health's really bad, people would be like, what? Why the fuck is she saying this? Like, what?
Yes, that's like my problem kind of with my IRL friends. Like I feel like I can't be honest about like my distant people, you know, that I have. Like I could never be like, hey, I don't want to come to this thing tonight because I'm feeling really depressed. Like they would just be like, what?
Come out anyway, it'll cure your depression.
Like, or say something
You're
like that.
Because you don't leave your house.
Yeah.
See, I wish my friends, like, because I know that they struggle with depression and stuff, I wish they just, like,
talked about it?
That they could say that, because I would be like, oh yeah, no worries, I get that, like, 100%, like, do you want anything?
But have you ever tried talking about it before?
We talk about mental health a lot, but then when it comes to, like, cancelling plans and stuff, I feel like there's not the whole, like, they feel like they can't just say, I woke up, I feel really shit, I just don't want to come out. And I feel sad because, like, that's a totally legit reason. Like,
yeah, I have a hard time saying stuff like that. Even, like, with my closest friends who I know wouldn't really care, I still feel bad about it. And then I don't want to say that part of it.
Do you ever end up lying because you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want to
I've
say
done
the real
that.
reason? Like, oh, I feel
Yeah.
sick because I don't. Yeah, and then that
Yeah.
sucks. That's never fun.
I
Not
will
at all.
say that all of like my IRL friendships that have kind of lasted to this point started on the internet, whether it was like gaming or like Instagram. Like I met this really awesome chick on Instagram. I love how much on the same wavelength that we are as people because like we'll make ridiculous plans for like 7 a.m. brunch on like a Sunday and we'll text each other at like 6:30, 6:45. We're like, there's no fucking way. And we're like, oh, thank God. Yes, thank you. Or
See,
it's like,
I love
I've had it
that.
happen. I'm like, hey, I know I agreed to these dinner plans. I really don't want to leave my fucking house right now. Like
That's how I am
would
with my
rather
family.
stick something in my eye.
Yeah, I'm like that with my family. Like, I'll be like, hey, my social battery is empty. I'm not coming to dinner tonight, and like nobody cares. But I could not
Yeah.
say that to my IRL people. I don't think.
So like, how do you make the transition, right? Because I feel like it was with you, Braylon, it was definitely a teeter-totter on my side. Like when I met you, like I found your stream, I was like, and then I found out you lived like in a proximity to me, and I was like, okay, Steph, play it cool. You got this. You can make a friend in real life, but how? Don't be weird. Don't pull it back. Pull it.
You
back.
saw me and said, "Don't be weird."
That's so hard
People
because like
sometimes.
you never know how someone's going to react like
This is
in
true.
making real life plans with them. They might
And with
take it
streamers,
horribly.
The parasocial relationships, like
Yes.
even I mismatch that energy sometimes with like people that I meet on stream.
Yeah.
I talk to you every day. Why wouldn't I consider you a friend? But the reality is, I don't even know your real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've had a one time I popped into a stream one time and I told the streamer like, oh wow, I really love your hair, and she went off on me, and then I realized that like she has no idea who I am, what I look like, what age I am, what my intentions were, and like in my mind I was just like acting like a friend, being like, oh my gosh, I love your hair, and she was like, and I was like, oh, I forget
Dude.
sometimes. Not everybody
Yeah.
is the same.
Oh my God. On Twitch, that's usually followed up with, why can't I find your OnlyFans?
You see, you never know. You never know when someone comes in with a question or something like that. You're like, as a streamer, you're like, oh,
That literally happened to me on my last stream. He's like, oh, I like your hair. And I was like, oh, thanks. And he's like, why can't I find your OnlyFans?
oh,
Ban.
Oh.
Get out. Get the fuck out. I didn't ask for this.
Oh, just going back to Steph's point about like Braylon. I not even like in real life friends, like online friends. I remember like seeing Braylon's Twitter and being like, she's so cool, I want to be her friend. And then like being in her like Twitch being like, oh, she calls me friend, but like she doesn't mean it. Like it's just like a thing that she says. And then like, and now like we're best friends, and like I mod for you, and it's like crazy. I remember being like, I wish I could be her friend, and now I'm like, oh, that's Braylon, she's my friend. It's
You
so weird, like the transition.
you can do anything you set your mind to.
It was so nerve-wracking going to their wedding.
Oh my
God, so nerve-wracking.
I couldn't imagine.
I was like, I'm gonna do it, but
It still blows my mind for those who are listening. Blaze and I met the first time on a whim. I just asked her if she wanted to come to my wedding, and she was like, "You know what? Yeah."
Sure.
And so she came, and it was so fun.
Like,
That
fuck
was
it, yeah.
crazy.
I met my husband. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I have the savings, I have the money. Why not?
So, would you agree that it's definitely, or it can be easier to put yourself out there on the internet as a person to make friends than it is in real life? Like, how do you
Yeah,
Yes.
in
Dana,
real
like
life?
if you had seen me in person, like at like some, say we were at like a concert or something, would you have like walked up to me and been like, "Hi"?
No.
Nope.
I don't think
Like,
I would.
no.
Would not.
I don't think I would have. There was this chick at the Ginger concert, and I told my husband, I was like, I want to be her friend. I should give her my number. But I was like, I have no idea how old she is. She could be 17. I am so
That's
fucking
so
bad
hard,
at
even
judging.
online too. Online, you're like, "Who am I talking to?"
Yeah, you never
Oh,
know
geez.
someone's
You never know.
age.
But on the flip side, if it's someone in real life, you only have like a very short time before you've then got to decide, right, shall I introduce myself, shall I not, before they go? Whereas like when you're online, especially like with Twitch people, you see their content, you see what kind of vibe they put out. Like Braylon, you put out a very like wholesome, like positive vibe, you know, and so it was very easy to kind of go, oh, I really wish I was her friend, because she really has this nice positive energy around her. I want that. I want to be friends with people like that.
That's so sweet.
Whereas, like,
See,
if I
I have
saw
a
you
hard
in the
time.
street, I'd be like, "Oh, she looks nice," but I don't know anything about her. She could just be like really mean if I speak to her. Like, I don't know anything about this person, because you don't know if people are gonna be like, why are you fucking talking to me? Like, who are you? Like,
That's true. Plus, I think rejection's a little easier online too. Like, if somebody, like, say for instance, you like respond to somebody's tweet and they like don't respond to you back, it's not as like hurtful as if you were to be like, hey, you look so cool, like, can I get your number, like, let's be friends, and somebody was like, no. Like, you'd be way more hurt. You'd be like, oh, okay.
Yes. I find it so this is my problem. It's hard for me to initiate, but like once I'm there talking to someone, I can keep it going for as long as I want to. It's just
It depends on the
starting
person.
it.
Sometimes I feel like it's easier to start, but like IRL friends, man, that's some time consuming shit. It's because you can't multitask. Like, I've had a friend call me out. I was just on the phone, like a video chat with her, and she's like, "Are you Googling the things that I'm saying?" And I was like, "Yes." I didn't realize how awkward of a behavior that was, because like that's fucking normal on the internet.
yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to offend you. It's not that you're not holding my attention. You're holding my attention enough that I want to learn more about it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have thought anything about that.
Yeah, right? Do you find that communication with friends is easier online? Like, because
Yes.
we maybe are communicating more?
You see more of the person, like, because like Blaze was saying, you know, we have entire Discord communities where we can get a vibe for a person. You can pull up chat histories to see cadence. You can view how they do other, you know, relationships with the vast majority of other people, and then you can like literally screenshot and like dig into that. Like, hey, I saw this. Tell me what's going on. Or like, you write books and paragraphs and you like vent, and just like it's just easier. It's communication's way easier because you can communicate in a bunch of different ways too. You've got voice chat and pictures and memes and Twitter and TikToks. And
well, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of times when people talk about like communicating online, they're like, it's really hard to convey like feeling or emotion or what have you, but I don't find that to be the case at all. Like, I feel like this group of us 4 whatever women have like awesome communication between each other. Like, we're always like super honest and super vulnerable, and we like acknowledge when we make mistakes and we ask for help. And I don't have that kind of communication in any other area in my life except for within like my family.
I also wonder that if, since we are internet personalities, I guess you could say, if it like that makes it easier for us because we're so used to it.
I mean, I grew up online, so to me it's like
same.
my
I did
second
too.
home in a way.
Yeah.
I also feel like, sorry, go on.
No, please do, because I'm about to change subject.
Oh, okay, right. I'm gonna jump in then. I feel like with Blaze especially, like we'll have conversations and then I'll be like, I think it's fine, and then I'll look back and I'll be like, oh shit, I kind of like, depending on how you take my tone, I'm like, so then but like, it's nice to know that I can just like message Blaze and be like, hey, you know that I like was just like happily debating you. There's no like angriness behind, like I enjoy debating and learning your perspective, and then like eventually we come to like an agreement where we're like, hey, that's a really good yes, let's do that, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
And I love that I have that where I can just say, hey, like, I didn't mean this in a horrible way, or hey, did I upset you? No, I just took your tone wrong. Oh, okay, that's fine.
I do that a lot with friends online, but I find it really hard to do with like IRL friends. It's like they probably would react fine, but because I know them very well, it makes it harder.
Would you
to
say your online
to
friend
them.
or your IRL friends, like, question for all of you, are your IRL friends like as much online as all of you are?
No.
No, fuck
Kind
no.
of.
Yeah,
Mine are
mine are
in
not.
between. They are super online, but in some aspects, but not in other ways. So
On
it's a
different
mix.
platforms. Yeah, I've got the two main people that I talk to. They're on Instagram a lot, and I avoid it being on Instagram like the fucking plague. Like,
I
it's
wonder
just
I wonder if it has anything to do with like being active in Discord communities has made us like better online communicators.
well, that's why I made my Discord, to be honest with you, is I was tired of the other social media and I wanted to create my own version of social content. Cause like I would withhold my content because I'm like, no one gives a fuck about this. It doesn't live up to the standard. Like it was a lot of pressure, it wasn't performing well. And I'm like, well, Steph, the point of you sharing this is so that the people that you want to share this with, like, are it's actually being shared. You know, you're not competing for everybody's attention. So that's why I have 100 fucking Discord channels. Like, if there's a spot for everybody, you've got you want to brainstorm with us? Let's fucking brainstorm. Like, it doesn't have to just be like curated pictures or videos. It's a collective. It's a
And more
conversation.
than likely, there's going to be at least one person who's interested in what you're saying, if not multiple.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
like
if
a
I want to
positive
share
echo
10
chamber.
pictures of Cassie in the pet chat or the photo share pet like section,
Mhm.
that's normal in Discord. If I want to send
We
10
stan.
pictures of my cat to my friend on Facebook Messenger, not as normal, you know? Like, I mean, do it, but like, it's not seen as normal, apparently.
So if you're struggling to find friends, join a Discord community.
Yes.
Essentially.
If you have any cat or dog pictures, join my Discord. Send them to me. I want all the pictures of pets.
Same. I want
join
more.
everyone's Discord. But definitely, like, I have two cousins and they're younger than me, and they only communicate on Snapchat. If I want to get hold of them, they've got Facebook, they've got Instagram, they've got everything, but they only answer Snapchat. They don't even answer like text messages, they only answer Snapchat. And it's
I feel
like,
that.
okay, right, I have to remember, if I want to find like talk to them about anything, Snapchat. Then I've got my friends, my in real life friends, that only communicate on Messenger, which is really hard because like a lot of the time people don't check their Messenger. So like, I don't know about you guys, but if someone like, if a message pops up like on Samsung, it like shows up on your screen, so you click it, and I answer like straight away, but then I know like my friends will be like, oh, I didn't see your message, and it'll be like the next day and stuff. So it's definitely difficult when people don't, I don't know, manage social media, I guess. Like,
It is
a lot
hard
of us
having
it's
so many
like
different
our job.
avenues to contact people.
Do you feel like it's difficult though, because like they don't really operate on any of the same avenues that you operate on?
Oh my god, if my friends were on Discord, game changer.
See, then again though, like a lot of IRL people, I look at my Discord, I'm like, you don't belong in here. this is not for you.
It does feel weird to have IRL friends in your online communities a little bit. Like, you're like, oh, it's like a blending of worlds.
I have
Ooh,
one. I have one IRL friend who is super active in our Discord, and honestly, it's been great. I have loved it so much because I never get to see her anymore. She lives like multiple states away, closer to you guys, actually, like even farther than you.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's nice. I don't mind the blending of worlds. But some of my other friends, I'm like, yeah, I don't want them in the Discord.
I think it's hard because my friends, like, they're not really like Twitch people, or like they don't really make content as well, which like is fair enough. Like, people don't sometimes, and that's like fine. But like I do, and like you guys do, and I feel like that's like common ground. Whereas like I feel like if I said to my friend, oh, I'm thinking about like doing this TikTok, I feel like they'd just be like, okay, like no input.
Oh, I get ridiculed by my husband. He's like, I just can't believe you make TikToks. I
Okay.
just can't believe this is what like our life has come to.
That's
like, you make
how
fun of
mine used
TikTok.
to be too, but now that I make money from it, he's like, go go.
I think
You
that's
go.
also the
Yeah.
nice part about Reagan and I streaming together is
Yeah.
that like all of our social media really is like a project for both of us. It's
That's
not just
gotta be
one
so
or the
fun.
other.
Yeah. Having like that's why me and Katie became such good friends, because we just like literally only ever talked content. And like to have a friend to talk like content creation with, like you can't just go up to your IRL friend and be like, oh my gosh, my reel got like this many plays, like I'm so hyped. Like your IRL friend is gonna be like, okay, I don't care. But having other friends that are in content creation, you do have this common ground where you can be like, hey, I want to talk to you about like my TikTok, or like, can you help me edit this? Or do you know like what hashtags or like whatever? And it's like it's almost like you speak the same language.
Oh, for sure.
I
Like
love that.
I asked my work friend, we were on our walk, and I was like, "Hey, what skills do you think I have that I could like market?" Like thinking like Fiverr or like TikTok or whatever. And she was like, "You organize the work like Christmas dues and stuff really well. Like you're really good at organizing." And I was like, "Okay." And then she was like, "Yeah. Anyway," and then like we were talking about something else. I feel like it's like the girls who get it, and the girls who don't.
I think it's
That
just good
really
to
is
have,
how it feels.
it's good to have common ground like that between any friendship that you have, though. I think it's really important, whatever the common ground is.
Hmm.
Also, if I quote TikToks, you guys get it? If I quote TikToks to random people, they're like,
Yeah.
what is she
That's
saying? Like,
my biggest problem, is that like I just want one friend that like a work friend, somebody that I see on the daily, somebody in like my daily life circle that I could quote TikToks with.
they're like,
Because I
who's
only have my
entire-
online
Bruno?
friends.
Like, what?
Yeah.
My entire South location, they all are on TikTok, and I
You
fucking
lucky
love going
bean.
down there.
You lucky
Oh, I
Because it's
love
like
that.
something didn't work, and someone's like, "Oh no!" and I was like, "Our table," and then they all snapped and looked at me, and they're like, "It's broken." I was like,
Yes.
Unfortunately, my in real life friends that do have TikTok are on the stable side. I mean, it's probably fortunately for them, they're on the stable side of
The normie TikTok,
Yeah, they're on normal TikTok, whereas I'm
with
on
just
like
like
the
cute
mentally
animals and
unstable.
dancing.
Yeah,
None of
I
my IRL friends have TikTok, and it makes me sad.
Yes, same.
I'm not passing judgment, all right? But if your entire TikTok is just cute animals and dancing, like what are you investing into this app? Like what are you interacting with? Is that really what you're interacting with? That can't be all you're interacting with. Do you
It
even
is.
use the app?
Have you ever seen the
I feel
girl
like
that
that's
does,
like the de facto.
she does the like her and her friend, and like she's on mentally ill TikTok and her friend is on normie TikTok, and they do the
Yes, I love
sounds, and
those.
like, have you heard them? And they like, it sounds, when she does her normie TikTok friends, I'm like, I don't know any of those sounds. Like I never hear any of those.
It's like
Ours
my
is just
entire
like
feed.
Elmo and Bing Bong and like
I've been fluctuating, so like I'm no longer on mentally ill TikTok. I'm on healing TikTok. Like
oh, that's good.
mentally
I'm on
healing
both.
TikTok.
I'm on all
And
of it.
now
I'm
I
on neither of
segued
those.
into like side hustle TikTok. So
Oh,
now my
that's
entire
fun.
feed is full of just like virtual assistant stuff and girl
I get that as
bossing,
well.
but not
I get a lot of that.
gatekeeping and
Yes.
I like
a lot
our
of streamer shit, which I'm tired of.
okay, this is my thing. Because I have two different accounts, I've really enjoyed the Raise Cave one because I can see all the content creator type ones. I never
Yes.
see those on my main.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying. I'm like, this is what I want to see, but I don't.
there's like a girl who like posts loads of different like gamer setups, like for different colors and stuff.
Yes.
Obsessed, like
love
absolutely
her.
obsessed.
Same.
Yeah,
I
send
love
that to me.
her.
That's very
I'm
funny.
like, yes, you
I saw
go
her
with
the
that.
other day. I was like, oh my gosh.
I think Brayden tagged me in
Love
a
it.
dinosaur one.
I did.
So
was so
I don't mean to derail, but I do have a question. So I know that all of us, especially through the pandemic, have been feeling lonely at some point. What do you do? What
Find
because you
Braylon.
can't
Oh my
you
God.
can't well Braylon might be busy. You know what I mean?
I'm a
So,
finite
like, that's-
resource, Dana.
that's where I get fucked because it's like I'm bored, I'm lonely, my husband's playing video games, I don't want to bother him. I'm not really interested in conversations with XYZ people at this time because I know it's going to be about XYZ topics and I'm sick of it. And I just like I don't know what to do. So usually I'll put out like a message in Discord like, "Hey, If anyone's available, I'm here. I'm not doing anything. So if you're bored, come and hang out. And then
But
I just get sidetracked. And then I wait like 15 minutes and I fuck off my computer. And it's like
funny enough, Nat is my go-to. If either of us are bored, we go to each other. So usually I'm messaging her if I get bored or lonely or something like that.
I was gonna
Because
say,
we
if I'm
talk basically all day.
I love that.
Every
though.
day.
I actually love that for you guys. Mine used to be Ali. Like we used to do like karaoke and watch Halloween Town. We used to watch
oh, I
Halloween
love
Town.
Halloween Town.
But then like uni work just got like really busy and stuff. So I don't have anybody anymore as my like go-to for when I'm bored, online people. But then normally I feel like depending on like whose Discord you're in, somebody, if you like join a voice chat or something, someone will end up joining you.
Yeah.
yeah.
I usually, if I'm feeling lonely, will like post in Discord and just be like, hey, does anybody want to do this? And sometimes people reply and sometimes they don't. But most of the time, if I'm like in that like weird bored feeling, time, I don't know. I don't like boredom. Like as a kid, boredom, like
hate
I'd
it.
always be telling my mom, like, Mom, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Like I remember that it was like an everyday occurrence. And I think I was just severely understimulated. But now if I get that bored feeling, I try to go do something like kind of productive or like because it's just like an icky feeling that I want to get rid of, and like usually sitting around doesn't help me. But feeling lonely, I don't feel lonely too often because I live with two people, so it's very nice. One of them being my husband. So someone's usually almost always at my house. But my online friends are my go-to
Yeah.
if I'm
I'll
feeling
normally
lonely.
just like go sit in my husband's Discord and listen to them call out like fucking Tarkov calls, which is
Yeah.
riveting, let me tell you. Digital art has definitely been a godsend because like that's what I would do when I was a kid. I was an only child. I grew up by myself, like there was no one to play with. I wasn't allowed to leave the house. I had to be supervised in my own backyard. It was fucking hell on earth. It really was. But I just like would draw or read or write or just something artistic. So like usually crafting, but like digital art's been really great because I don't have to get into something that's going to be like a 7-hour project when I only have 4 hours.
I think too,
Yeah,
if you're
no.
feeling, oh, go ahead, Dana.
She just stuff just triggered something in my brain. So for Christmas I got a Lego advent calendar, and I was like, oh my god, I really enjoy like doing this. I can't like, and I just realized with you saying that I used to when I was an only child and I used to be by myself a lot because I used to always be around my grandparents' house. And I used to play with Legos all the time. And now I'm like just getting back into Lego. And I just realized that is why.
It's so fun.
Dana, there's an entire cult following on Twitch for Lego builders.
Oh, yes,
like if
there
you look in
is.
Makers and
There
Crafting, that is most
Lego
of the
in itself
popular
is
videos.
very
Yeah.
cult-ish. Like people who love
It-
Legos love Legos.
And it's like all ages too.
Yes.
It's not just like kids or adults. It's all of it.
It's like it's like stimming in a way. I feel like
Oh, it
building
is.
Legos because
Yeah.
it's completely just like take your brain off of it, go on
Yeah.
autopilot, have the conversation, pay attention to chat.
I was gonna say, if you're feeling lonely, I kind of feel like, and maybe this is just my opinion, I kind of feel like loneliness is a little bit of like an indicator of you maybe need to work on feeling better about spending time with yourself. Like work on being okay being alone, and like figuring out like what do you like to do, maybe use that as an opportunity to like play with new hobbies or discover new things about yourself.
I definitely think the pandemic helped a lot with that because like you're in lockdown, you can't leave the house, you're only allowed to go out for exercise like one time a day. You need to learn how to be alone. A lot of people I find don't really know how to be comfortable by themselves. Like they always need to have another person or be in a voice chat or like, oh, I can't stay in the house for too long, I need to get out. And so I feel like lockdown especially was the time where you're really gonna have to just try and be comfortable with yourself and learn to love yourself,
Man, sometimes I'm just kind of sick of being by myself though.
Yeah,
I'm by
same.
myself a lot.
I mean,
even
that-
living with my
that
husband,
too.
like dude's on his computer. I am not getting attention. It's
Yeah.
not faulting him. I understand. I have my own hobbies. I blow him off all the time. Like, honey, I'm really sorry that your friends aren't online tonight, but like, I made plans because I anticipated you being busy. I don't want to break those plans. I have them.
It's all about
also,
communication.
Pay attention to me.
That's exactly how it is.
I
with
do. I'll go
Reagan.
annoy him.
Set
I'll go over.
expectations.
I'll climb underneath his desk and I'll be like, "Hey, get good, you fucking scrub." I just like yell at him from under the desk. Or I'll
You
go
would-
over and I'll just like push his microphone, or I'll like fuck with his lights.
So you're
Yep.
basically a cat.
You're
I'm
yes,
a bully. No, yeah,
you're a
I
cat,
am.
aka a troll.
Hey, love me.
But that's all about like communications and setting expectations, which in a relationship is important to make sure that like if that's your agreement between each other, like that's fine as long as you both have talked about it and you set the minimum expectation level.
I think like, have you seen it on like TikTok where they're like, oh, me and my friend just went like on the train to some random like city and we just spent the day there and then came home, or like, oh, we went to the store and we bought like a drink we think they like and a snack and stuff like that. And I look at it, I'm just like, I really like want to do that. Like, we've got a pottery shop somewhere where you can like paint and stuff, and I'm like, how cool would that be to do that with your friends? And then like,
Hey,
no
would you
one's
want to
free.
ever do that virtually? Because we have
Take
a pottery
me.
painting by my house and we could like face cam while we painted our pottery.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I'll go to one.
Please.
Blaze, do
Okay.
you have one next to you?
It's a plan.
Do you? I would
I could
find,
find
like,
one.
cheapo, like stand
I'm
things,
sure I
because,
could
like,
find one.
There's this guy I follow on Twitch. All he does is IRL streams, and it's all subs only. And he has like one of those like really cool like tripod things. And he did like one of those like sushi making classes, I think it
Oh,
was. And he live streamed the whole fucking
whoa.
thing, and it was dope. And he had like 3,000 viewers. Not that, of course, we would, but like I'm just saying, it's
will-
a thing.
Yeah, that would be really fun to. We
But
should make
even
more
if-
plans to do that.
Even if we just like bought one of those sets, you know, that you can
Mhm.
just do at home, like anything like that would be like so much fun. Like, I just want to be able to like be like, hey, friends, I've got this like activity. Let's just go fucking do it. Let's just enjoy it. Let's just like leave everything else behind for a couple of hours and just do this painting or this like anything, a puzzle even.
Do you think that like it's harder to make IRL friends because so many of us are online?
I mean,
Like the
I
fact that
yeah,
we're all
but
just sitting in our houses and we're not going outside and we're not doing
There's a lot of
activities. Like
People who
Kinda
still
touched on
aren't
that.
online. Like, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people in my life that definitely aren't online, and I don't think that's what makes it harder. I think it's us holding back ourselves
yeah.
for the most part, or thinking, oh, this person won't like me, or stuff like that.
But it's
I
hard
think
because
part
our
of that.
online
also a
communities are so
trade-off.
good. Like
It's
They
a trade-off
are.
on time, right?
yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
true.
I look at IRL like hangouts like to be incredibly time consuming, but it just
Mhm.
kind of clicked like me hanging out on the internet's fucking time consuming. I literally do
Yeah.
that shit all the time. But it's like I can be on the internet too when I'm out and about. It's just not as much, but I've definitely participated in Discord conversations while like out to dinner or something.
See, like, I find it difficult to, like, so with online friends, it's a lot easier to organize, like, doing things, like do you want to watch a film or something like that? And, like, with my in real life friends, a lot of the time they're, like, they say they're, like, too busy, and I'm like, hey, hang on a minute. Like, I'm working full-time, I'm doing part-time uni, I'm also, like, trying to, like, manage all my social media and also Twitch, and you can't just spend, like, 2 hours online with me or like an hour or anything. It's like crazy.
Even like 30
Um,
minutes would be better than nothing.
The
I
pandemic
literally,
has
like,
made
I'm
me
like,
definitely
hey,
more
we
of
could
a
just like
homebody.
voice chat. Like, you don't even have to have your camera on. Like, I try and
Yeah.
make it like the easiest thing ever, like super chill. Like, we could just do this or there's this or like, and it's like so difficult. I think somehow it's easier to meet in real life with them because they've just never done the online hangout. Like, so lockdown, we never did online hangouts because we're too busy. But it's like, you're in lockdown, what are you like too busy doing?
I cycle through
Oh,
friends for
wow.
that reason. It's just like some things just aren't possible with certain people, and I try not to fight it. I just instead I different other people insert themselves in like not a higher priority in my life, but definitely more of a forefront priority in my life because they match the same energy that I do. Like they're doing the same things that I'm doing at that time in my life.
I have a hard time with IRL friends because I have this problem where I like everyone. And I get like I just love people, so like meeting new people, like I get really excited and it's super fun, but then it takes me like a good 6 months to realize like maybe I don't want them as a friend. And so I definitely like with my online friends, you guys you guys are like some of the longest friends I've ever had being online. Like
Honestly, same.
but my IRL friends, it's so much harder because like it'll take me like 6 months before I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really think I want to hang out with you anymore. And then that's hard because you feel like you wasted your time and energy. I don't know.
I never feel like it's a waste. I'm so sorry. I never feel like it's a waste because how do you ever learn what you want if you don't experience?
That's true. It is teaching you stuff. Yeah.
It's all experience.
Yeah.
It's like dating. I'm telling you, friendships
it's like XP.
dating.
You're getting XP in your life.
You're getting XP.
You're getting XP. You're doing a little mini quest to get XP. It wasn't a waste.
I do feel though it's way easier like if you like don't vibe with someone online to just like block, delete. Like there's people who like when I first started being online, I like couldn't even imagine not being friends with them. And like now I'm like, oh yeah, like I can't even imagine it in my life now. Whereas like people online, no, not people online, people in real life, like you see those people like all the time, and like if you don't want to be friends with someone and you work with them, it's a little bit difficult. Or like you don't want to be friends with someone and they're also like friends with someone else in your friendship group, it's a lot harder to cut them off, whereas it's a lot easier online.
I feel you. I had a new friend recently that like somebody that was trying to be my friend, and I felt so bad because they kept reaching out to me over and over again, and I like really didn't want to hang out with them, and I felt so terrible. Like every time they reach out to me, I'd be like, oh, like now I have to. It just was way trickier than online. You're just like, bye bye.
I give as little information as possible, very short answers, and I'm very direct. Like, no, thank you. I'm not into it today. But it's like I found. Because I'm kind of like you, Braylon, but I'm definitely a lot more critical of people out the gate, which I'm working on. It's
not a bad thing, though. Again, Steph, we need to like meet in the middle on our things here.
I'm now at the point where when I meet a new person, I'm not like immediately ew. I'm just like, okay, keep talking. Let's get a little bit more out of you. Like I never made friends honestly growing up because it's just like, ugh. Get away from me. I don't want to meet. No, people suck. And I'm working really hard to change that perception, but it's like, fuck, man, if they don't prove it on the daily.
I feel like I give people a chance. Like I'm open, but I'm also like very skeptical of you. Like if people come in that are new to chat, I'm like nice to them, but I'm also kind of like, are you a troll? Are you going to say something? Like I'm not like fully trusting of people because I feel like on the internet, there are a lot of trolls. There are a lot of people that are just like weird, disgusting.
Yeah. I take people at face value and in passing. So it's like I let them be them. I observe from the background. I continue to do my own thing. And that's honestly worked the best for friendships too. Like Braylon and I, we don't talk as much on text as I would like to, but
I'm sorry, Steph, I'm the worst.
It's okay. It's fine because the second we start talking more on text, I'm going to get busy with something and the entire situation's going to change. Like I don't even put that pressure on myself because I know it's not going to be the same in 2 weeks. It's just in passing as it goes. And honestly, like the years fly by and you get to know each other better and your friendships evolve and they mold and they turn into different things. And sometimes you fall out of friendship with people a little bit and they don't serve the same purpose or offer the same dynamic in your life. And that's okay. That was hard for me to get over. Like I used to mourn my friendships. No more. I don't do that. I let it go. They are them. I am me. And this is the point of our relationship that we're in right now.
You know what's funny is we don't do that when we're like, if we were to go into every friendship like how you would looking for a spouse, like that's kind of how we look at friendships, is like this is an end all be all, like my friend forever. And I feel like we should go into finding friendships more like this maybe is a seasonal thing. Maybe I need a friend right now that's interested in this, and maybe we'll be friends for 6 months, and then we're not going to be friends after that 6 months. And I think that we need to go, like, your perspective on friendship should be that they more are in a state of flux. They are going to change. That's just how it's going to be.
That's how your life is too. I mean, it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing with jobs, you know, like I don't think anyone, I'm sure a lot of people do, but for the most part, I don't always go into a new job thinking this is the job I'm going to work at for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not the landscape. It's you're going to meet other people and then they might not get along, and there's just whole other dynamics with friends. I went the vast majority of my 20s like not really interested or making any effort to make friends because of how much work it is. Like there's one chick I can think of right now. I've known her since I was a kid. We went to school together. We were super close in school, fell off for absolutely no reason other than like life and the way that my fucking life went and her life went. And we've reconnected, but we don't live in the same state. We're busy with our own lives. I do forget to text her for 2 months straight. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry, but I need to stop apologizing because that's life. Apologizing
how
means I'm going
friends
to
are.
actually improve it. Yeah. I'm not going to improve that. That's just not going to happen.
Also, like,
I think
you forgot to message for 2 months, but also, like, they can also message.
But it's like that. I do think about that too, Dana. But it's like, what an unfair expectation to put on someone who's dealing with the same things that I am, or something even completely different that I'm not familiar with. If I forgot for 2 months and I want to be given that slack, why wouldn't I give that slack to someone else?
Well, I mean, like, you're apologizing to somebody who also is dealing with the same exact thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
if they aren't,
no apology
if they aren't
needed.
messaging for 2 months, they've probably got the same, like, shit going on as you. I feel like you should be, like, less hard on yourself.
It should be more normal to, like, not talk to your friends for a while and then just pick it back up.
I've got friends like that. My God, do I love them.
Warp little friends.
almost all of my friends are that way. Like, so I guess this is kind of where I'm at. All of my friends I've known since like elementary school. We've been best friends since then. And then we went to college together. Now that we're out of college, they've moved to different states. It's a lot harder. And it's not that we're not good friends anymore. It's that they have different lives than, say, me and Reagan. They work a lot more. Well, I work a lot, but their schedule is just different. That's the real thing. And so it's like moving to a new town as well made it really hard to make friends, like new friends. So and the pandemic.
I was going to
That
say,
as well.
the pandemic has just screwed everything when it comes to making friends, which is, I mean, honestly a great thing because they brought all of us together, because those of us who were online during the pandemic said, oh, I can't hang out with anybody in person. Time
Yeah.
to go to my online communities where we can play games and video chat and watch movies. And
I
I'm so
definitely
glad.
moved my effort to online. Even it wasn't on purpose. It just kind of happened that way.
well, there were
But I
people
do
there.
find it's worked out. Yeah.
You know, like if you wanted to watch a movie, you could be like, hey, anyone up for a movie? And someone's like, me. And
Yeah, exactly.
In the last year or so, I've stopped kind of like having those intrusive thoughts of like, how is this affecting my future? Like, how is this gonna be a detrimental impact? Like, there has to be some kind of negative effect to like this type of interaction. But like, why does it have to? Like, to Braylon's point, like, fuck your social norms. Why can't this be like a normal thing where you just like don't leave your house and I'm still getting human interaction. I'm still learning how to interact with people. I feel like I have pretty good communication skills. I
hey,
mean, it can
on
always
The
be improved.
Sims, if your social bar is low, you can go online and chat and it will raise your social bar. So
There you go. Doesn't have to be like leave my house, but it's like Rona gets stir crazy and he's like, I just need to get the fuck out of the house. And I'm like, all right, bet. Then there's some days I dig my heels and I'm like, I'm not leaving my fucking house. I don't want anybody coming over. I'm not going to go see anybody. You are welcome to go if you want to. It's not happening for me. I'm going to sit in my blanket and my boxers and I'm going to be comfy.
That's the good thing about me not having any friends in my area is that I don't have to go anywhere. But at the same time, it kind of sucks. So it's a trade-off.
it's like we all want the option to leave with our IRL friends, but only sometimes.
Yeah.
Like only if I'm up for it and feeling good mentally and it's like at the right time.
Is it
Yeah.
bad that I'd rather take my online friends, to be fair, to go do those cool things? Because I feel
I
like
know.
we'd have more fun. Like, not more fun, but like, you guys are on the same level as me, like, with our interests and stuff. I feel like you would get it maybe a bit more, if that makes sense.
I
You
think
found your
since
people.
starting, yeah,
We're building our circle, and
Yeah.
our circle sometimes is virtual. So like, okay, so when we get the metaverse, can we meet in the middle and then
Yeah.
we can just go and grab coffee in the metaverse? You know,
Yes.
fucking Animal Crossing VR is coming. It's coming.
I definitely think that since starting streaming, my interests have kind of shifted, but at the same time, they haven't. Like, I'm still the same person, and I'm not that different. It's just like I have less time, and the time that I do have, I'm very particular about how I spend it.
Mhm.
So
I
it makes
kinda
it
just get
hard with
paralyzed.
IRL friends.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing something on the internet or have something planned for stream, podcast, work, or whatever, I do nothing, and it drives me insane. I feel so much guilt doing absolutely nothing, but I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to.
I've changed a lot. I would say, like, the best thing that ever happened to me was like creating a Sims Twitter. I don't even play Sims anymore, but a Sims Twitter, and like finding people like Braylon, and then finding Twitch, and then starting to stream and stuff like that. Before I was anything online, I just kind of sat at home because my friends were either busy or had cancelled plans, or whatever. And like my ex at the time, he was always like out with his friends because he was somebody who could never spend time in the house by himself. He was never comfortable being by himself. And so like now I have people to hang out with, whereas before I would just like sit by myself and be like, oh, I guess it's just you and me, Cassie, watching this film. Whereas now I can be like, hey, who wants to watch a film? We watch a film. I type in the chat, hey, look at that guy. Or, isn't it so funny
It's a nice
in like
interaction.
High School Musical when they sing that sort, like anything.
And you can do that in your Udi
Yeah,
your
I don't
bed.
even leave the house.
From your
without
nest.
pants. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I do want to throw a little caveat on this whole conversation. As wonderful as it is to meet internet people, be fucking careful. You don't know who
Oh,
these
yeah.
people are. Like, use whatever
Trust your
brain
gut
you have.
as well.
Loop in more people. Tell people you're doing this stuff or thinking about doing this stuff. Don't just meet a person that you're the only one that's you talk to them for months and months and months.
Yeah,
It
I
should be like
definitely told
some
people
50-year-old
when I
dude.
went to Arizona.
Yeah.
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 It was
When
like,
I met Ali, I genuinely like I saw her, like we'd video chatted, we talked, like you can't fake that stuff. Well, I mean, like, you can, but like, and I remember like my granny and my mom being like, do you know this person? I'd be like, look, this is her streaming right now, like she's a real person. And I still remember waiting for her, and she was late, and thinking, and like she was like, oh, I can't find the car park, and I'm like, this is a ploy to get me away from a public area to murder me. Like, this is it. This is like the end of me. Like, I'm never gonna go home again.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I mean, it's fucked up that those thoughts went through your head. Like that's like our natural instinct is like, I'm gonna get murdered. But it's good. I'm proud that was the instinct.
I just like to clarify, Ali is not a murderer. She's very lovely. Definitely didn't want to murder me. She was lovely.
To prove that like internet friends are exactly the same as real friends, all of you already know this here, but I met my maid of honor for the first time at my wedding. The weekend of my wedding, I met my maid of honor for the very first time. And everybody who I told that to before they had seen us together, like my whole family even was like, are you sure? Like, what if she's crazy? They're like, what if this like ruins the wedding? Like, And I had to reassure them, like, I've been talking to this person for like a year and a half at this point. We have video chatted so much. I have watched all of her streams. Like, I know what she is like. And then it was so funny because people who saw us together at the wedding did not believe that was the first time we met. Because we were friends. We had already been friends. It's not like we were meeting for the first time. We had been friends for almost 2 years, but people who aren't online like can't fathom that a friend that you have online is the same as a friend you'd have in person. It's not any different. Unless you're like getting catfish and somebody's like, yeah, I'm never video chatting you, like that's a little different. But if you video chat with people and you watch their streams, like it's no different than being like, if we were to meet Dana right now, we would be like exactly the same as we are now.
Yeah.
It would be no different.
It's time and energy invested, and like that's where, like, who was I talking to? I was explaining Twitch to someone, and like I don't understand why I would stream. I was, it's somebody, and I'm like, but with Twitch, it's so much more personal because you are like legitimately, even if they're putting on a persona or like they're acting like something, you can only do that for so long. Like your mannerisms speak for themselves when you're on cam for 8 fucking hours or however long you're on cam, several days a week. Conversations are authentic in a way. Like you can't fake all of that. Your true self is going to bleed through whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I feel like, especially like in Discords and stuff, when you have like the voice chat and stuff, and then you're watching people's streams, it's very easy to kind of get a sense of who somebody is. And I definitely feel like for instance, when I met Ali, like everyone was saying, oh, we don't really know her, and I felt like, well, I know her enough. Like we've been talking for like, you know, almost a year, and people are like, but, and I'm like, no, you get more of a sense of people online, I feel like, than you do sometimes in real life, because the interactions are a lot shorter in real life. People can mask who they are and stuff, and whereas online, I feel like you're on there too much to be able to keep up something that fake.
On the other end of that spectrum, the fucking oversharing on the internet, man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm an overshare all the time, so it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The internet's interesting. The Twitter drama is probably some of my favorite to kick back and scroll through. Like
Twitter is definitely a very hostile platform. With the one with the most limited amount of words is the most hostile one somehow.
I don't know. If you
characters carefully.
YouTube is something else. That's all I gotta say about that one.
Yeah, YouTube is
something completely different.
A lot of that though. They started moderating the shit out of that.
It's bad. Really bad. It's still bad. We had a comment the other day. It was like, Reagan, what was the comment about the woman? It was like silly women aren't. It was to the degree of women aren't funny in the comment. It was a video of me doing something stupid. I think I was getting scared. Very unfunny woman. There you have
very
it.
Very unfunny woman. You should put that on your bumper sticker or something.
Yeah. Hashtag the fuck out of that. Put that underneath your cam. Very unfunny woman.
I've always thought that YouTube, the audience is a lot younger, and that's why like younger people online are just brutal because they don't know. Like I find that with TikTok sometimes too.
Yeah,
depends on your
audience.
It could be like,
internet anymore.
Video sucks. I look, it's like a 12-year-old. Like, okay.
Even if I like see something on TikTok that I just like don't like I don't have the energy to type this out and then know that I'm gonna get answers and then know that they're gonna get on troll and troll my other fucking videos. Like I just don't have the energy for that. Just like be nice on the internet. It's really not that hard. Just
people
say
aren't
nice
nice to themselves, so they don't know how to be nice to others.
I literally posted like one of my first like TikToks that I wasn't just doing some random trend. Like I was just like introducing myself, and I worked really hard because I just learned how to do all the like text things and add them in at a certain time. And it's like, hi, my name's Dana. I'm a Taurus, a Gryffindor, blah blah. And someone put, I don't care, and I was like, oh. And it was
people are just rude for no reason.
Okay.
Jealousy. I'm telling you, it's jealousy.
All people, literally humans, all they do is project. That is all that we do. We just project everything that is going on inside of us onto everybody else.
But like, if you don't care, just like put not like hold it down and like put not interested. Like it takes so much more energy to like type that. Like I was like, okay, like go off.
I think that's why kids are fucking so mean. It's because like as you get older as an adult, you just don't have the energy to exert like being nasty for no reason. Like it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't help you. Like you'd rather invest your energy into things that you know are going to be like positive for you and on the return. It's highly recommend as far as like if you are experiencing like situational discourse with people, read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a practical guide to personal freedom. Like this book, I'm not going to be like sappy and dramatic, like it changed my life, but like this was a massive breakthrough for how I interact with and view the world. Like, I used to get really fucking pissed off, and I used to take things very personally, and just like, even if it's all like fake and ridiculous placebo effect in your brain or whatnot, like, don't take things personally. Like, make it their problem, not your problem. You're running through your life, they're running through their life, and just as Braylon said, humans project. That's what they do. It's by de facto. 99% of the human population is just deflecting.
I also think that, like, for finding your own people,
Project.
you put out the energy that you're going to get back. You know, like, if you're always negative, you're only going to attract negative people. If you put out positive energy, of course, there's always going to be some negative people, but you will attract positive people, the people that you actually want in your life, by being the person that you want to be friends with.
Yep.
Also,
Surround yourself
this-
with the people that you want to emulate. I love that.
This goes the same for like the amount of effort that you put into a friendship is the amount of effort that you're going to get back. So like you can't just join a Discord and be like, "Wah, nobody wants to be my friend," but like you never talk. Like that's not how it works. You have to put in the energy to something that you are looking to get out. It's a lot of things in life are in equal exchange with whatever
work.
it is. Whether it's time,
Friendships
it's
are work.
energy. You can't just expect to not put any energy into a friendship and get this wonderful friendship back out of it.
I agree. I mean, that's like why when I left school, I cut off a lot of people that were just toxic. And like, I realized I was only friends with these people because we were in the school.
Your
Like, I had no one else to
circumstances.
hang out with. And I was like, well, let's just stay friends until we finish school and I go somewhere else and can make different friends. And so I cut them off straight away because they would talk shit behind my back and stuff like that. And I was like, nope. Fresh slate. Let's find the people we want to be friends with. People who aren't toxic, aren't like people who aren't invested in you. You know.
Also,
So
I found that like during high school for me and like elementary school, like finding friends was awful. You have such a limited pool of people when you're at school that you can be friends with. Some people it's like extremely small. I went to a decent sized high school. There was like 350 kids in my graduating class, and I still like I had my husband and my now husband, but I didn't really have any friends in high school. I just couldn't find my people. And I remember my older sisters always telling me, when you get to college, you will be able to have more friends. You will find your friends because there's people that come from all over the world, whatever. And I found that was so true. Like making friends as a teenager is hard. Like
Oh,
it's just
God,
hard.
so
You have
fucking
such a
hard.
limited pool of people to be friends with. And once you get older as an adult, it's like, oh, I can actually like choose who I want to be friends with. And if somebody isn't a good friend for me, I can leave them. And you can't really do that in high school. Like it's so hard.
Also,
I had the
find-
opposite experience.
You did?
I think it's because I already had friends going into college that it made it harder to add new friends.
Yeah.
And like these people I still like I look at them and I'm like, wow, we really are like good friends. They are my people. But it made it hard to expand.
I don't have any friends from college that I'm still friends with now. And I was in a sorority.
I don't have any friends from college
I
at all.
definitely
Except for
find-
Reagan. I mean, I met him in college, so I guess he counts.
what'd you say, Dana?
I definitely find that like at school it's a lot clickier. Like I remember like being bullied a lot and like it was all clicky and I wasn't in the popular group and so I only had a limited amount of friends. And then I went to college and like there's no cliques, you just be friends with whoever. Like literally I remember there was this girl crying in the toilet and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Not really." And like we had a talk and then we were like friends. Like I can imagine
Found one of
doing
your
that in
people.
like school, but like college, like it was so easy to like be friends with people and like make friends. Obviously, there's like people that are dicks, but like you're gonna find them anywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
like dialing back just like a tad, like what do you do if you're the only one putting relationship in or putting effort in to maintain a relationship?
It
Leave.
depends. I probably cut them off.
Mhm.
I mean, like when it's good though. When they're putting in any amount of effort, it's great effort. You jive, it's a good friendship, but it's like it's just not.
I'd match
You
their
feel
energy.
like it's very mismatched.
Yeah. I
I'd
would
match their energy
reduce
then.
the energy I put in to match theirs, and just be like,
Which
you know, if
That's
I'm
honestly
always
how a lot of-
messaging first, I'll just take a step back, and then like if we haven't spoken for a week because I haven't been the one to keep starting it, then we haven't spoken for a week. I definitely remember doing that to a group of friends and just being like, oh, I'm literally the only person ever talking. And then all of a sudden it was like, are you okay? Because like they realized I wasn't putting in 110%. I was matching their energy.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I find that's how most of my friendships end up dissolving, like IRL ones. If I just match their energy, then it just fizzles away. So then I know to myself that wasn't somebody that wanted to be my friend in the first place.
Yeah,
Yeah, on
it's
the
tough.
other end of that spectrum too. What if you're feeling more energy from one person than you can expend, and you're noticing them getting like frustrated with you?
Communicate your expectations and needs.
I would explain. I'd be like, hey, look, I really appreciate you as a friend. I get a bit overwhelmed at the amount of messages. I won't always be messaging because that's a lot for me, you know, or
Or
be
just a
honest.
simple explanation of you're busy or have a bunch of other stuff on your plate right now.
That's fair. I mean, but sometimes I find that if people are giving like a lot of energy and you're just naturally a low energy person, and if that overwhelms you, it's okay to tell people that. Not everybody will be the same type of person and have the same type of energy, and that's fine. But like Brandon said, like communication, you've got to be able to communicate that effectively if you still want to be friends with them. I mean, you might not want to, but if you do.
Learning to communicate your needs is one of the hardest things because most people don't even know what their needs are.
Yeah.
I've found. And I operate on a level of like, I have zero responsibility for anybody else's needs. And if they don't communicate those to me, that is absolutely not my fault. And they cannot get mad at me for not meeting their needs if they're not even telling me what they are.
See, that happened to me. I asked for a distraction when my cat had like a poorly leg, and my friend immediately was like telling me something about the fact that they might have COVID or something like that. And they were distracting me, but what I meant was I needed a happy distraction, and they didn't know that because I didn't communicate what I wanted. So then I later on said, hi, nothing against you, but just like when I ask for a distraction, what I want is like something happy to take my mind off things and stuff like that. And they thought I was having a go at them, and I had to explain like, no, I'm just communicating my needs, because it's so rare that we actually like anybody like communicates their feelings. And I feel like
Did you
that's got to be
communicate
more
that back in
mainstream.
text?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Was it like did you communicate that back with them in text?
Yeah, I said I'm not having a go. I'm literally just communicating my needs. It's not aimed at you. It's just for next time, so that you know what I want, because otherwise it's not fair for me to get annoyed at people because they don't know what I want.
This is also like, it's really difficult if you are an emotionally mature human being to have friends or people in your life at all that are not emotionally mature, because they don't even understand like communicating their needs as a thing at all. It can be difficult.
A lot of people are uncomfortable with that amount of directness.
Yeah.
That level of just laying it out there.
I feel like half of most arguments are due to lack of communication, because one person doesn't know what the other wants. And so like if you are getting into that point where you tell people what your needs are, your relationships, friendships, family, whatever, are going to be so much easier to communicate. It's like one of my friends is just learning now that they're going to be a lot happier if they set more boundaries with their family, with their friends, you know, and don't tire themselves out and have no time for themselves. And I love that. I'm definitely advocating communicate your needs, put in place boundaries that protect you, like do all of those things. I really think they should become a bit more mainstream, that everyone does.
Also, I think just being honest with people is really, really difficult. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's the last thing that you want to do. But the more you practice just like open honesty with people, and that means like if your friend asks you to go do something and you really don't want to do that activity, you say no. Like it's not you got to put you first. It's really important, I think, to put yourself first. Be a little selfish. It's respectful to yourself to have boundaries and to enforce them.
And it's okay to say no. and not have to come up with some kind of excuse if you don't want to. Like, also, it's not
No
up to
is
your
a
friend
complete
to
answer.
decide whether your excuse is good enough to not hang out with them. If you say you don't want to hang out, you don't want to hang out. That's fine. Like,
Yeah, what are they gonna say? No, I don't accept that. You're coming.
yeah,
Bitch,
you have to
you
come
better come
anyway.
pick me up. Are you dressing me? Are you going to shower me? Because I don't want to.
If you declining if you declining a hangout makes your friends mad enough to talk smack about you behind your back, that is a clear indication you should probably not be friends with those people.
Just that last section right there. If they're talking shit about you behind your back in any capacity,
That too.
what?
That too.
I would say, look, I'm kind of flipping through some of the questions I had. I don't think I have any other questions.
Yeah, I feel like we talked a lot about online friends, but we got into some good conversation there with friendships. Friendships are hard, man. They're just difficult.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity, I think. Like, having friends is a great opportunity to practice your communication skills for future relationships and get better at them. Does anybody want to share how they faked it this week, or anything that they maybe learned about themselves this week, or any small wins?
I mean,
it's just been
oh,
See, I don't think I actually fake things anymore. I think I just fucking do them, and like that's my reality now.
I mean, yay.
Yay, what?
It's a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. It's like I was thinking back, like I had like a shit ton to do, and now that I'm like boss lady or whatever, like ultimately it does fall on me to get that work done if it doesn't get done. So it's I'm not really faking it. Like I'm doing it.
But I mean, it's like you fake it until you make it. So I guess if you're not faking it, you're making it.
I made it. I'm doing it. I made it. So I Yay.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't think I faked it much this week or last week, but I have been consistently hitting my spending less target, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Like, I used to go to Lidl, middle of the little aisle where they've got all the cool shit, and just buy loads of stuff that I did not need, probably wouldn't use, food that will sit there ready to like be binged later. And instead, I'm consistently spending under £5. I'm buying things like for my lunches or like something that is going to be used and isn't just frivolous, and I just feel so good about it as well. And the other day I bought myself some really cute bowls that I can't wait. I'm saving them until I move out because I don't want them to get all nasty, but I can't wait. Like, I can't wait to use them, and I love it.
I can see all the photos.
My small win for this week is that for the past 6 days now, I have journaled every morning, every evening, and meditated for 10 minutes, which like is huge for me. And I think that like at some point I'll have to talk more about the meditation. I'll just say quickly, as somebody with ADHD, it is life-changing. Like, it's crazy to me. So that's my I guess that's kind of a big win. I'm really proud of myself.
I would say that I haven't really faked much the past 2 weeks.
Nice.
I would say things are going pretty great right now. And I'm hoping to continue doing great with all that we're doing.
I love it.
Also, like, for Blaze and myself, since January, we've both been consistently doing the Happy Days challenge.
Yes, actually, I kind of fell off, but yes.
No.
I'm like a few days off. I can get back to it easily. I'm not that many days off, so yes.
Do it.
Also, Reagan and I have been uploading to all of the social medias for the past 2 weeks straight.
Woo!
And it's doing great because of it. So that's another win.
Proud of you guys.
I'm hoping for next week to be a bit more organized with my social media.
It's yeah. Just best thing to do is just do it.
Yes.
Yep. You're gonna everything that you start you're gonna suck at first. That's just
Yep.
how it goes. And you can't get to greatness unless you go through the poopy part first.
Pretty
Sucking
much.
at something is just the first part of getting good at something. Jake the dog.
My toxic trait is that I see things and I think I could do them very easily. And that is not the case.
It's only a toxic trait if you like then quit immediately when you realize you aren't as good as it. I mean, if you persevere,
Dude.
I think
That's
that's good.
true. You can do
You
anything
know what?
you
I do
set your
have a
mind to.
very small win to share. So like that's normally what I do with like art. I get frustrated because I'm not immediately good at it, and then I fucking quit because I'm like, I suck at this. I'm not. How am I ever gonna get good at this if I suck at this? 6.5 hours I spent on one drawing on stream on Saturday trying to learn perspective art. It looks pretty goddamn shit.
I saw it. It looks cool.
It looks so good. I loved your
And it's in
video of you
perspective.
doing it as well. The,
Yeah, the
It
little
was so cool.
playback. It was awesome.
Got rid of the bed, tried to add a couch, sucked at the couch, tried to add a chair, sucked at the chair, went back to the bed. We got a bed now.
I love it.
It was
Well, I feel like this
awesome.
was such a good episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about communication, which I'm really excited for. Should be good. So thank you guys so much for listening in today. We hope you found some benefit in today's episode. Check out our website, wajfipodcast.com, and join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Next episode topic will be communication. Super stoked for that. Let us know if you have any questions. You can submit them to us on social media or through Discord. And follow us on all major social media platforms. And stay tuned for episode airing dates.
Bye.
Bye.